Hi, my name is Drew Whittakin, and I'm very excited to get the opportunity to talk to you guys about my favorite meat, steak. Steak has been in the human diet since the dawn of man, with evidence suggesting we domesticated cattle as early as 8,000 BC. Personally, steak is my favorite food in the world, and I've always wondered how other cultures cook and eat steak. So, I spent some time researching just that. What I found is that steak is very popular throughout the world, but it varies greatly based on the culture it is consumed in. After this speech, hopefully you guys will have some more knowledge of how other cultures cook steak and have an idea of a new steak you might want to try or try to cook. First, we'll start with the most densely or highly populated continent in the world, Asia. Asia boasts the most expensive steak in the world, with Japanese Wagyu selling for $250 per pound, according to Mary's River Wagyu. There are many different ways in which Asians cook steak, but the most popular has to be hibachi. Hibachi involves a soy sauce-based recipe cooked on a hibachi grill, a flat surface that is heated with either electricity or gas. Next, we'll move to the culturally diverse Europe. France boasts the most Michelin star restaurants of any country in the world. So this means they place a lot of importance on how appealing their steaks look. For this reason, they typically pan fry them. Italy opts for simpler ingredients, but an interesting way of presenting steak called tagliata. According to Fulgor Milano, tagliata involves cutting a boneless steak into very thin strips in order to give the steak more surface area so that it can aerate and apply garnishes easier. Next, we'll move to Africa. In Africa, the most common method of cooking steak is called brine, which is simply cooking it over an open flame. This is a sharp contrast to the pan frying methods of Europe, but can likely be attributed to the difficulty in Africa to attain the same utensils they use in Europe. However, this in no way means their steak is any less delicious. Next, we'll move to the land down under. Australia is known for producing extraordinary amounts of steak. According to Meat and Livestock Australia, they produced 2.2 million tons of beef in 2023. They are also very famous for their method of eating steak, called the barbie, or in layman's terms, barbecue. Basically, all this means is that they cook steak outside on a grill surrounded by friends and family. Next, we'll move to South America, a place known for being very culturally different than the rest of the world. This is represented well in their steak. One such steak, the Peruvian steak, or lomo saltado, involves cooking steak in a stir fry and adding french fries with it as well. Finally, we'll move to North America, to the United States, a country where they consume more steak than anyone else in the world. According to the New York Post, the average American consumes 60 pounds of steak a year. I believe this can be attributed to the variety of options we have for eating steak in our country. New York is very similar to France in that they enjoy their steaks optically appealing, so they traditionally pan fry them. In the West, you can see stir fries all around, probably because they are so close to South America compared to the rest of the country. In the South, we love a good barbecue, though perhaps not as much as our Australian counterparts. Finally, there are hibachi restaurants throughout the United States. Personally, hibachi is one of my favorite ways to eat steak. My family loves it so much that we have our own hibachi grill that we use at least once a week. So, everybody in the world loves steak, but they love it in different ways. In Asia, they traditionally use hibachi. In Europe, they pan fry it. In Africa, they use a method called brine. In Australia, they throw barbies to eat their steak. In South America, they have a new spin on steak, which is the stir fry. Finally, in the United States, we have a humongous number of options to pick what we want to eat for steak. Humans have been eating steak for at least 10,000 years, and during that time, we have come up with a multitude of ways to eat said steak. So, if you ever get tired of eating the same old steak, just remember you can always try something new.